Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and in today's video, I want to talk to those of you who really enjoy the away from language, meaning you want to know what problems to avoid when doing something. I said in an earlier video, there are two types of people. There are toward people and away from people, people that respond really well to language that brings them towards something that says, okay, here are the best things to do, the top 5 things to do. And then there are people who respond to the away from language, which is here are the mistakes not to make. Here are the things that'll kill you. And in that video that I talked about, it was 5 ways of having an excellent coffee date with me. And I got some great comments from people with some great suggestions. And I urge you to put some comments and questions below this video once you've watched it. But in this one, I want to take the opposite tack and give you 5 ways to have a crappy coffee date with me. These are the 5 things that you probably want to avoid doing. I love coffee dates. I love taking actors who are new in town, actors, voiceover talent, performers in general who maybe are stuck at a particular level. If they want to know about my experience and they want to know what I think has worked for me, I'd love to share it with them. So what I do is I offer to take them to lunch, take them to coffee. I insist on paying. We talk about where they are in their journey, and we hopefully make some breakthroughs. Who knows? But there are some things that I've seen people do in these coffee dates that really kill the buzz, that really make it hard for them to take advantage of what I have to offer. And I'm not saying you have to, do everything that I say. Take everything that I say and anybody else says with a grain of salt. But don't shoot yourself in the foot by doing any of these 5 things. The first thing is you don't take notes. That's a great way to have a crappy coffee date with me. Bring a notebook, bring something to write things down in, just something where if something sparks, you're not going to remember it, especially when we go to the kind of restaurants that we go to where the food is fantastic. You're going to remember that. So make sure you bring something to jot down the answers to the questions that you have. Another thing that kind of gets in the way of things is when you remind me that you have a fine arts degree, like an MFA or a BFA, or you're a doctorate or whatever. I get that that's a lot of work and that is a lot of studying and some great information. But I can tell you that nobody gives a rat. Nobody sits there in a casting session and says, could you please tell me where you got your degree from? Because that's going to make a big difference. It just doesn't. And it's great that you have that training, but sometimes that can set you up to say, look, I know what I'm doing. Okay. I paid a lot of money to get that advanced degree. So, right? Don't let that get in the way. Don't let that be the thing that you use to defend what you're currently doing or what you don't know what to do yet. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, you denigrate the business that you've chosen to be in, like by saying, oh, you know what? I only do Shakespeare. Yeah. I only do stage work. I will deign to do cable television, high-end cable television, HBO, Showtime, but yeah, I don't want to do sitcoms. Commercials? What? Don't do that. I mean, we're here to tell stories. Everybody thinks that there are some lofty things to do and some not so lofty things to do. And the truth is, why not just be somebody who tells great stories? Whether you're telling the story in an IVR session of how somebody's overdrawn at the bank, or an audiobook, or a commercial, or an industrial film, be a great storyteller. Don't denigrate the business that we're in. You're going to make money. You're going to get health. You're going to learn things no matter what you're doing. I guarantee you, if you play carrot number 2 in a supermarket commercial, you're going to learn things about the business. You're going to learn things about acting. I know. Really? From carrot number 2? Yes. I'm telling you, you're going to learn. So that's 3. Number 4, you insist on defending what you're currently doing, your current theories and practice. If they're working great for you, that's fantastic. And I'm assuming that having a lunch with me or a coffee with me won't be all that helpful. But if it's just what you're comfortable with, if you're just doing it because you would rather be comfy than move outside your comfort zone and maybe advance to another level in your career, it's a safe way to play it, but it isn't going to be helpful. It isn't going to be useful for you. So Try not to defend what you're currently doing, because my answer to you there is, or my question to you there is going to be very Dr. Phil-ish. And that is, so how's that working out for you? Why are you asking me for help? I want to help you. I absolutely do. But set aside that and just be open to what I have to say. And then finally, number 5, you never follow up. It's like I've met literally hundreds of people, and many of them have stayed in touch, followed up, let me know when they have successes, when they have challenges. Um, Others have kind of like done a drive-by, and I've never heard from them again. Now, it's possible that they decided this wasn't for them. This wasn't a business for them. It wasn't a practice for them. But it's also possible that they don't want to bother me. They don't want to, you're you're doing what you're doing. You're pretty successful. I don't want to like bother you. Bother me. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what your successes have been like. What's the accomplishments that you've had? Get in touch. Stay in touch. I'd love that, because that lets me know that I'm on the right path. I mean, I base what I tell people in my coffee dates on what works for me. And that's all I say is, look, this works for me. I've seen it work for other people. I think it's the best practice. See what you think. Be open to it. Right? So now I want to know from you what kind of really crappy coffee dates you've had, what kind of opportunities for mentorship you had, and it didn't turn out so well. And was it you, or was it them, or was it both of you? What challenges have you faced? What would you never do again? What would you love to see happen that you hardly ever see happening? Put that in the comments below. If you have a question about how to handle mentorship and how to be open to those kinds of things. That's what coffee dates are all about, is mentoring people. And so let me know in the comments below. Let me know what's going on. And of course, you can always subscribe to my channel. Just click on my ugly mug over there, my very creepy, evil, villainish mug. Or you can see the latest video that I put out on my YouTube channel. I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, and you'll get them on a regular basis. And in the meantime, I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.